Hello everyone, Galactic Seas. We are going to be listing our cards for some ETH here on Immutable X. So in the previous video, we actually forged the cards, and we were selective about which cards we were forging because it does cost us God's coin and also Flux. The Flux I'm not too concerned about. The God's coin is what's kind of going down a little bit. So now we get to list, and this is my process on listing the cards. Of course, this is not any type of financial advice. This is just the process that I take for listing my cards to have them turn around and earn me some ETH. So the Overgrown Rhino was one of the ones that I had quite a few of those. I minted. There's two that I can't will not post up for sale because I have them in my decks. So you click on the card. I'm gonna do another one, obviously. So I'll go through that here real quick in just a second. Let me just finish this one up. So there it is. So you click on your card. You click list for sale. Select what currency you want to sell it for. Right here, the options are Gods, Guild of the Guardians token, IMX, OMI token, USD or USD coin. I like Ethereum for sure, hands down. That's what I'm posting my all my cards for. I don't know that I'll post anything for God's coin, but I might later on, depending. Um, so I kind of skipped through that really quickly too. Uh, let's check if we have another Rhino actually. Okay, we have a regular one that's not minted, so we'll go ahead and list another one. So as I was saying, you click list, you click on Ethereum, you put the price that you want to list it for. Whoops. And this price, I matched this up to what's in the market. So I'll look up the cards and kind of do a comparison of what the ETH price is for these, and that's how I'm listing them price wise. That's what I'm basing it off of. Where did we go? I lost our place here. I think I have to put Brazen Moose up. I don't remember. Anyhow, so it sent us all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to keep this one. I'm not going to list this one simply because I do run two of them in a deck. And when one of them sells, they obviously removes it from your deck. So really, it's this simple. You just, once you have your cards, once you fuse your cards or you unpack them from a pack and they're minted onto the blockchain, you, what I do is cross-reference the amount of how much they're going for, and then if they're worth, for me, for example, if they're worth fusing, then I'll fuse them for Gods and Flux to turn into ETH. And if they're card packs or they're from card packs that I unpacked, then I will also cross-reference the price and decide whether I want to list them or not. It's up to you whether you want to list everything that you have, or like for example, like what I was just saying, I hang on to some of the cards that I know that I'm using because they're part of the decks that I use to kind of move up the ladder. So I'm looking down here because I did some research earlier. So not only did I write down the cards that I was going to, oops. Not only did I write down the cards that I was going to forge or fuse, but I also wrote down the cards that I wanted to put up for ETH and for how much. So this is the Pirate Shell Beetle. Oops. We have two of these. And so I should have done this earlier, just copied and pasted from the other one. We had three of the Gorilla Gardeners. We did sell one of them already. Actually turned us a pretty good returns on that. So what you could do is like I'm doing here, select the currency. If you're doing the same currency, just copy and paste what you just did from before if you have more than one card, which I should have done here with the Rhino. But that's okay, we're catching it now. I'd like to be as quick and as efficient as possible. That way, I'm not spending a whole lot of time of, uh, like for example, retyping the same amount of ETH if that's what we're going to be listing it for again. You want to make sure you're checking the decimal points because if you don't add an additional decimal point, or you add an additional if you don't add an additional uh, number to the decimal point, then the card cost obviously is going to be more. But if you add more if you don't add the correct amount of decimal points numerically, then the card is going to be worth more. But if you add less, then the card is going to be, if you add more, the card is going to be worth less. If you don't add enough, it won't be worth the same. It's a little bit confusing, as you can tell. But what I mean by that is, these I have listed for 0.00201. So if these were selling for 0.000201 and I missed that additional zero, then this card it's just sitting there. It's just going to sit there because nobody's going to pick it up for 0.00201 when they're actually selling for 0.000201. And vice versa, if this is going for 0.00201, but I add an additional zero, then you're going to lose out on that much amount of ETH because you're listing the card for much cheaper than what it is, and thus losing on some of your returns. So I just want to make sure that you're looking at the decimal points and making sure that the currency that's being listed is exactly what you want to post that up for. 31599. So this one we're going to actually copy because we have a second one of these that we're going to put up for sale. Okay, I did listen. I messed up a little bit there. So once you have the process down, it really doesn't take too long. You figure out what you got to do. You kind of figure out tricks and ways to kind of move around faster and kind of get this thing done and out of the way. To me, it's definitely worth it. I've been able to pick up a handful of packs. Actually, I can show you how many exactly if we were to go back on the history and show you how much they're actually, how many packs we actually picked up. All the packs that I've picked up have been from ETH that I've earned from selling these NFT cards and nothing else. I haven't added any of my own personal money to these. Is that the Archer? Athenian Archer? Yeah, it is. And that's how I want to keep this. I want to keep that process where that that ecosystem that's like self-sustaining, right? I started out just grinding really hard and building up the common cards, which are these. So the common have that gray border around it. Once you fuse two of them together, you get one. The next up from common, you get it turns into this card that has a red border, and then that is an NFT that you can do whatever you like to, either keep it in your deck or or list it, whatever you want to do with it. Right. For me, obviously, is listing them. That's really where I like to. That's really what I like to do with these because I like the chance of getting. I like the chance of getting more card packs with different cards that I may be able to use in a deck, and also, oh, looks like somebody's breaking into a car. Sounds like it. So I do like to keep the. I like to keep that sustainability because I have a higher chance of getting different cards that I may be able to use in decks, or even a higher chance of getting cards that I may be able to sell for more or for the same amount that I spent on the card pack. It's not always going to be the case, but for me, I like building up that ETH pool by selling these cards, bit at a time, so that I can continue to buy more and more card packs. That is that Arrow of Rage. It is. Yeah. So 184. And if you're wondering if these cards sell, they do. They definitely do. Are all of your cards going to sell? I don't know. They might. They might not. Some, as you can see here, I actually had 5 of these. 2 of them sold, but as you can see through the through my, so this is all my collection of NFTs, NFT cards here from Gods Unchained. Have had some of these listed for sale for a little bit. Some of them don't really stick around too long, and they get picked up pretty quickly, but they are moving. It's definitely cards that are selling and moving through. Lost my place here. Okay, here we go. And like I said before, all these are cards that we that's the Gorilla Training. All these are cards that we minted earlier, so we fuse them together and then craft them into the NFTs that they are now. And we're listing them in hopes to turn them into some ETH, and then turn that ETH into card packs. So since we have 2 of these, I did copy and paste. I did copy that, so I can just paste it over once we find our place. I really wish it would start you at the top. It'd be annoying if we had a lot and had to scroll down. Oh, actually, 3 of them. Nice. I don't know why it resets at the bottom, but it's okay. Like I said, you want to try to figure out ways to oh, look, it's starting at the top now. You want to figure out ways to be quick and efficient, or at least that's what I like to do, just because I don't, the less time I'm spending on this, the more I'm earning in different ways. 1, I'm not spending a lot of my personal time on it, and 2, the time that I'm spending on here, or not on here, or the less time that I spend on here, the more time I can spend going back and grinding some more for more of these cards. I'll have to try listing some of these for gods later on, but it's not something that I'm interested in right now. I am getting a little on my gods coins, and the way those are replenished is by playing the dang it, I canceled that listing. The way those are replenished is by was it 197 or 196? The way the god coins are replenished are by playing in the ranked in the weekend ranked ladder for constructed, and after a week or a week and a half, you actually go to God's tokens here on the Gods Unchained website. You go to claim, and then it tells you you can claim right here at the end. It'll tell you, well, it'll say claim instead of claimed. So I just claimed 6.1 God coins just not too long ago. Okay. Whoops. Which one is this guy? Dart Maniac. There he is. So as you can see, some of these are pretty relatively around the same amount of ETH. I don't focus on that too much, on how close or how similar they are in ETH. I just really want to get these listed because, like I said, I'm building a pool, so I'll let that ETH kind of come in and build up until I have enough to buy at least a card pack or 2, and then I do card pack reveals, which I have different videos for as well. Actually, the 2 videos before this were some unpacking, some card unpacks, and that's how I ended up with this guy right here. It's a golden card NFT. It's super cool. I got super lucky in a pool and got that from a pack. It was super awesome. It was actually from a pack that I spent ETH that I earned from selling these cards on. So that's the cycle that I'm talking about. It you can keep it going. Who's he? Onyx. Okay. So that's the cycle I was talking about earlier. Is their cards. I haven't put that one up for sale. I don't really know how much it's going for, to be honest. But I don't know if I want to pull that up. I think I'm gonna keep that in my collection for now. It's really really awesome. And then just having a pull like that is just not my kind of luck. Like takes a lot of luck for me to. I just probably used up 6 months worth of luck pulling that card. That's the Radiant. Okay. So as you're seeing, the cards that are being added are all this is going to sometimes, if we're lucky, our ETH balance will change while we're listing these because they'll get picked up that quickly. No joke, there's been more than a handful of times where some of these have been picked up maybe right after listing or a minute or two after we've been listing. So maybe keep an eye out on that ETH amount. I didn't check what it was to begin with. It was too low. I don't really pay attention to it if it's below 0.002 and less because the packs are 0.00223, I believe, plus a little bit more of ETH to mint them. Okay, so this is the Paracatalyst. I thought we minted 2 of these. I think I've had 4 altogether, but I kept 2 unminted so that I could use them in my decks. Oh, what's in this? Getting called. Don't really want to get to it. Well, I really can't get to it right now. Oops. So Firewire or Firewine. It's a good card. Oh. Here we are. That's a good card. However, I don't use it. Maybe in the future I'll shoot myself in the foot and say, "Dang it! Like I should have hung on to it." But for now, I really am after that ETH. So this card and the one after, so the previous one, this card and the one following are cards that I minted after the video that I made, and that was just a judgment call there at the end. I figured I had enough of those, and the ETH price was pretty good for me, so I decided to kind of fuse them and mint them into NFTs and get them kind of set up. I definitely felt like I had more to put up. But those are actually every single one of the cards that we minted, so they're all here. Except for this one, like I said, we're going to hang on to that. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is what I do. This was a card that actually came from a card pack. So I think it was the one that was like, I don't know, this twin or counterfeit. I don't know if I have counterfeit in shadow form. So shadow form is the purple cards. The purple cards. Oh, here we go. I have 3 of them. Let's see. So you can select by. Oh, meteorite, I think is the. Yep. So this I am gonna definitely. So I have 3 of them. I am gonna post them up. So that's exactly what I do. I just cross-reference. So 30 decimals over in 789. So I cross-reference by ETH, which is what I want them to sell for, and then price from low to high, and that's where I get the pricing for these. $789 it was, right? I believe so. We'll double check here in a minute. If not, we can easily change it. You just unlist it and then change it. 789, yep. Or 79, no, 789, 798. You can always cancel the listing if you don't want to, if you decide to change your mind, or if you listed the, or if you put up the listing with a different price, and you kind of went through the process and it already listed, you can go back and hit to remove it from the list. Okay, looks like that is it for the cards. I do have to go back through and, for example, I just opened up that pack and it had, oh, it's by name. I'm like, interesting. I don't know why it's moved around. I don't know that our ETH balance changed. However, I do have to go back through and just like that, like this weapon here, these cards here, I just got in a pack. So I'll have to go through and match what I did just now is I'll go back through and match the cards to how much they're going for, and then I'll list them. Some of these, I actually sold two of these, and the King Rhinos are actually ones that I picked up myself for decks that I want to build. I actually picked those up for Gods. And over here we can see our transactions like I was telling you guys. So these are the how much Gods it took for us to mint the cards that we just put up for sale. But if you keep scrolling down forever, these are the tokens that I claimed, and then further down is actually more. So these are the cards that I purchased with Gods, as you can see there. Here's some of the more tokens that I claimed from Gods, and here we start to see like Gorilla Gardener. We put that up for 0.003 ETH, and it actually sold, which is great. We have this. We have two more. One of them I'm keeping for my my deck collection, and the other one I have up for sale already. So all the green plus that you see here, these are cards that we actually sold. So we put them up for sale, and they were picked up, and that's how much ETH they sold for. And that has been what has been that's been building up our mana pool and helping us get more ETH. And then so this one actually was interesting. So this one was listed for, was it about the same? Let's see. So here's one of the handsome devils that I said we sold, of course. Oh yeah, it's about the same. It's the same decimals. We got a little bit more ETH out of this one. We got a little bit less out of this one here, but it's relatively pretty close. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the whole process that I do and how I go through. And this is obviously part two. Part one is minting them, fusing them, and turning them into NFTs to get them onto the blockchain. And then after that, it's just cross-referencing prices and then figure out what you're comfortable with and listing out for sale. There are many different currencies, as you could tell, to actually process those with. And not just that, you can list it for any price. It doesn't have to be, like what I'm doing here. So I'm going from price low to high. But if you price them reasonably, I think they'll move better, as opposed to pricing them like. See, I figured this was going to be the case. People have them listed for like 20 ETH. I mean, you're going to pick up this card for 20 ETH, or are you going to pick it up for the 0.000789? I mean, I don't know that these cards move. I don't know how long they've been there. Let's see, oldest first. So I don't know how old or how long this card has been on here, but 0.01 ETH is quite a bit of asking for that. Yeah, the decimal pointage over is just they're asking for quite a bit for it. And who knows? Like maybe somebody will pick it up, not knowing. And I mean, that's not the best thing to do, or not the best thing to hope for. But to me, it's all about getting this stuff moving. Like I want to get this moving. I want to get, if people need these cards, I want to get them out there. They can pick them up definitely. I know people like to collect the cards based on their set. So this is a core set card. This is going to be I believe one of the cards that may be picked up sooner rather than later. So people are trying to build core sets and other type of sets, and they'll pick up the cards as they need them. Anyhow, that'll be it for this one. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one.